You know who loves Izotope? This guy. Everyone here at Ruinous Media can't get enough of Izotope's intuitively designed plugins for audio restoration, mixing, and mastering. This year, make a resolution to yourself to say goodbye to bad audio and hello to super clear, wide, dynamic, clean audio using Izotope RX11 and the new Ozone 12. Master every track's potential with their complete 20-tool suite. Go to izotope.com and use code FRET10 at checkout for 10% off. That's FRET10 at checkout for 10% off. And go to izotope.com. That spelling is izotope.com. I'd like to welcome our newest sponsor, Schecter Guitars. This holiday season, go over to schecterguitars.com and see what high-quality goodies they have waiting there for you. Premium feel and unbeatable price. See why guitarists like Isaac Brock from Modest Mouse, Robert Smith from The Cure, and Ernie C. from Body Count all love Schecter Guitars. A wide variety of styles and builds with high-end components and affordable prices for touring guitarists. Built to last. Go treat yourself and try something new you've always wanted to check out. Schecter Guitars has it all. Hey, what's happening? Before we jump into the show, I wanted to see if you had any music on a hard drive. You have a band, you have a project, and you want to self-release your own music. Well, there's an easy way to do it. You can go to distrokid.com/VIP/hyphenate and go get your music up on all the streamers. You keep 100% of your royalties, and you can get 30% off by using this code. It's a great, easy way to get your music up on the streamers and share it with your fans, your friends, your family, your mom, your dog, everybody. Everyone wants to hear it. But go to distrokid.com/VIP/hyphenate, HYPHENATE, and send me the link. I want to hear it too. Send your mom the link. Send your dog the link. They all want to hear it too. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Hyphenate Halftime. This is me, your host, Randy Randall. This is our show for Monday, February 9th of 2026. With me, as always, is a teacher who may or may not have today off of work, depending on what district they're in, Mr. Aaron Farley. How are you today?
I don't. I'm working.
Why?
That's why you hear all those kids in the background.
Why are my kids home then today and next Monday? And why did I only find out about it when I picked them up on Friday and not 3 months ago when I could have planned something with a 3-day weekend, and now just big sideswiped.
We get a whole 3-day weekend. We get a whole week off next, like President's Week.
What? And that's not spring break?
So we don't. We don't get Abraham Lincoln's birthday or whatever the first one is.
Okay.
George Washington, Abraham Lincoln. I don't know. One of them.
But you got to buy a mattress. I just know you buy mattresses this time of year every year. Right. I buy my annual mattress sale. I buy it every year and then I throw the other one in the trash.
This is where people, this is where just for no other reason than just bad luck, every single mattress store is going out of business this week.
I swear.
Going out of business sale. One time only.
I swear mattresses are like that, like the easiest money laundering or some kind of scheme of things to do, just like, oh yeah, how many mattresses did you sell this month? Like 40,000? Like, oh, okay. Do you have records? Do you have credit cards? Yeah. They're like, no, it was all cash. All cash. Just sold a lot of mattresses. So you sell 40,000 mattresses every year? Yeah, and they're expensive too. They're all $10,000 mattresses. So
I know we went in to look literally for, because like you were saying with some neck issues, we're like, maybe we should go get a nice pillow. Someone said to get a nice pillow. And then we were parked somewhere. It was in between soccer games. We're like, oh, there's a mattress place right there. Why don't we go talk about pillows with that guy?
They saw you coming.
And so we walk in there and he's like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, where are you?
I am everywhere.
There's nobody else in here. But I hear a voice. And then the guy pops out from behind like a table that's way in the back. And he's like, how's it going? Everybody
been waiting for you.
It's like, and it's a whole, the mattress salesperson. I mean, there's different rankings of salespeople. You always have the car guys that are they're always like, it's such a nickel and diming like model
with each other
selling things.
Like their competition, you mean, or like their profits?
No, just selling cars. Like you're selling like an $80,000 thing to get like $800 of profit. You mean
the salesperson themselves? That's their commission or the whole thing?
Like the the amount of money that a car, like a dealership makes is nothing.
Really?
Like they don't make a lot of money.
I can't imagine that.
Because they have to buy those cars for so much. And then if they don't sell, like they buy them. And if they don't sell them, they have to get rid of them. It's not like Honda is just like, well, we'll take them back. They have to buy all of them.
Sure.
There's no return. So that's why there's certain times where you really can't get, like, they'll sell the car for a loss.
When are those times?
Their commission.
Not when my car's breaking down. You mean my car broke down and I needed a new car that weekend at the wrong time? I should have rented a car for 6 months and then come back on the time.
There are times at the end of the year they have to get rid of their cars. Yeah. They have to get, like, because there's new cars coming in, all that kind of stuff. And then, but they make their majority of their money off of the people that bring it into the dealership, like the fixing.
Yeah. I know that.
The mechanics.
I know that part of it all.
Like they make all their money at that, and they basically are kind of like breaking even on the car part. So you have to get those people that are willing to put all of that on the line and just really trick people into paying a couple $1,000 extra bucks for, like, well, no, you don't want the extra tire package. I mean, you do live in a place where you ever drive on gravel?
I
don't know. I mean, these tires are fine. They're fine, but the last thing you want to do is flip over in the middle of the woods somewhere where you get off the road because your GPS is, you know what I mean?
I got screwed on that last time. I got totally screwed on that
every time. But even my wife got the, like, 100,000 mile fix it all, blah 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 blah.
Still fucked you.
And her her fuel pump went out. She took it to a dealership. And she's like, no, I have the 100,000 miles. He's like, which dealership do you buy it from? She's like, the Kia dealership. He's like, no, which one? We're all separate. We don't work together. And she's like, what? And he's like, yeah, you might not have bought it from us. So it might not. She's like, no, it's a Kia thing. And then she showed him. He's like, this is outside.
That's a different Kia.
And she's like,
Kia with
wait, what do you mean? No, I bought it from Kia. He's like, yeah, they tell you that, but it's like it's an outside insurance company they're tough. I saw someone have to pay $2,500, and we're like, wait. Why are you telling me this?
Yeah.
He's like, hey man, life's hard. I don't know what to tell you.
Rules. Yeah.
And so he goes through this whole thing, and she's like, but I pay for this every month. He's like, yeah, that's how they get you. And we're like, you work here.
You get me. What do you mean they?
Like, they. Keep saying they. This is you. No, I just work the desk. I'm not one of those sales guys. I'm like, you're getting a commission. Like, give me a break. You're trying real hard to get us to not do this here. And then it came back, and, well, let me call my guy, and How often have you ever bought a car and then you stay in the dealership and they have you there for hours? Has this ever happened? You bought a new car?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a nightmare.
Yeah. And you're sitting in there and you're like, how are any of you making money? Like you're trying to talk me up to pay an extra $400. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
The
digital license plate. I was like, I'm not going to buy a license plate that I need to plug in a battery for. Change batteries on my license plate. It's not you mean it's a piece of metal with it's like paint and enamel and stamped on a piece of metal that comes free from the government. Somehow you're going to make me want to spend $100 on the free thing? There's no way.
Yeah, how are we going to get something that costs us 50 cents for prisoners to make? And that we're going to get that. We're like, how can we make more money?
And then I see people with them in the wild. Have you seen these? Like little LCD screens, that are in the back. They look black and white, but matte.
Oh.
And you know what I mean?
Wait,
they're kind of fancy. You're usually going to see
that's
on
a digital
Range
license
Rover
plate?
on some piece of shit.
My God.
Yeah. It's a digital license plate that you have to change the battery out on. It's a thing.
But it must be connected.
It's a license plate that'll break now.
Yeah, we're like, we even found out how to get you to fix your freaking license plate. It's the only thing on the car that didn't ever need to be fixed, ever. Yeah. And it's the only thing that was owned by the DMV or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like you can't get it at that. Like, oh no,
you couldn't sell the license plate. Now we figure out how to sell a license plate.
Now we can sell you a license plate.
That was shocking.
Well, and then that just makes me, speaking of conspiracy theories, that just makes me think of, well, now your digital license plate is connected into the computer of your car. And so then they can now track wherever your digital license plate is. So you can't change license plates ever. You can't cover your license plate. instantly gets tracked by the. Oh yeah,
it's all.
Okay.
I mean, it's all in there anyway.
Yeah,
they don't even need the license plate to do that.
From a CIA data perspective, that makes total
your
sense.
air conditioning has a chip in it that'll do.
Did I tell you I got? I'm now with the CIA.
Oh
Randy.
no,
I'm not supposed to.
Okay. It's hush hush. Not supposed to talk about it, but
yeah, so I don't. I know everything, or do I?
Oh Lord.
I've been brought here for.
It's a psyop.
Yeah, it's a psyop. How great would that be if you found out like 3 years later that I was actually? They were like, we got this guy. Randy.
It would make so much sense.
Podcast.
Yeah, it would make so much sense.
We just started a podcast, but I'm gonna have you just be real easy at first, and then slowly
turn up the heat.
Impregnate his mind with so many conspiracy theories. We're doing it, and we're gonna pay you $14 a week.
Yeah, all podcasts must have conspiracies backing them.
Some kind of psyop.
What was I going to say? We were talking. With the cars. Oh no, with the insurance, like the non-existent insurance. I remember when travel insurance was a thing. Like you could, you buy a plane ticket and then you're like, well, if you can't, there's no refunds, but if you can't use it, for another $14, you can buy this travel insurance. And this was early, this was a brand new concept of something I'd never heard of. And I'm like, that could be good because you never know, crazy things could happen. This was like 2005. We were going to go on tour and we ended up not bringing one of the members of the band on tour. And so I was like, okay, well, let's go ahead and get the insurance. He's not going to be there, but it's okay. We bought the insurance. We spent $14 to get a, full refund on this, I don't know, $300 ticket. Yeah. Sounds reasonable. And I remember writing in to file the claim and be like, okay, third party affirm or whatever it was, these like weird logos, like probably legit. They said it was insurance. I bought it through the airline, through Priceline, whatever I bought it on. I'm like, okay. And it was literally like, just the, like, who are you? I'm the person. This is this receipt, all of my stuff. I have all the information. They're like, yeah, we don't see that. I'm like, well, no, I bought it. It's here. Oh yeah, we see it, but we don't do anything. Like, well, what do you mean? I paid you. Like, no, you just pay us. That's it. I'm like, okay, well, I want my money back. I want my money back because he's not going. This is before the trip. Like, oh, well, we can't give you the money until the trip's happened. And I'm like, oh, but he's not going. So I want to get it ahead of time. I'm trying to be responsible, proactive. Like, no, he has to have missed his flight or not got on the flight. And then we, insurance, because of, that. I'm like, oh, okay. So then after that, I write him after the thing. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, he didn't get on the flight. Like you told me, here's like your receipts of everything you said. And like, okay, well, what was his reason for not going? Like, well, because he couldn't go. What do you mean? Like, well, was it sickness? Was there a doctor's note? Was there, was his leg amputated? Was the plane
is he still alive?
The plane explode? What is there? Yeah. I'm like, no, he just couldn't go because we didn't want him to go because we kicked him out of the band. I'm like, well, that's not a reason. Like if I'm like, well, what do you mean? There's not a reason. Like that was the whole thing. It's like, yeah, it was like, well, if you read the terms, there's only like 5 reasons why you can't get on the plane.
Yeah. Dog bites.
Yeah. Something absurd. Act of God that a boulder crushes pinky toe on a Saturday after 1 PM, in the end of November or whatever it was. Like there's I'm like, what does that mean? There's no, it doesn't fit any of those things.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, sorry, we can't help you. Like, what the fuck was all that? Like, worse than the money $14 I wasted was just the time and the back of what I remember being so young too. I'm just being like, just dawning on my like hurting my brain. Like here I'm 24. I figured like, okay, well, I trust these online, plane buying experience. I didn't trust it at first. And then I've had good experiences. You buy tickets and you show up and wow, it worked. Okay. How great is that? Discount airline tickets, and then the insurance. I was like, there's that first like burn of like that young 20s innocence. Yeah. You're like, oh, you fucked me. Like third party insurance is a scam.
Even regular insurance. I remember once, so I had been with State Farm since I was a kid. Like since I started to drive, I was like State Farm, right? So then when I moved to LA, I still had State Farm. I had my car, all this stuff. And as happens in Los Angeles from time to time, your car will get broken into, right? There's nothing you can do about it. You could park it in the safest spot and whatever. And it was when Jeremy and I were doing our radio show and back in the days with CDs and everything. Yeah. And I had, and it was right in front of our house in Los Angeles. Okay. And it was, I had a box of CDs all of my everything that
yeah.
we take to the radio show, and in the trunk, a closed trunk, not open, like nothing was out in the open, nothing, right? There was no reason for anyone to technically get into my car,
except there was a car
and
parked on a
it was
sidewalk.
a 1984 Toyota Corolla. This is in 2004 probably. So this is a 20-year-old car. This is not fancy, everything, right? Get it broken into, and the main thing that A, they broke the window, and then B, they stole all the CDs, which is probably, I don't know, at that point, the CDs that I brought, it's probably 50 CDs, right? It's a lot of money. It's a good amount of money.
$10 each, $500, at least.
Yeah. And that's minimum, and it's a lot of CDs. I'm like, God, I didn't have all this cataloged. I'd have to go. And so I call the insurance and I'm like, hey, so I know that there's a bit of a
premium. Or no, we're going to call it deductible.
Deductible that you have to pay. And she goes, how many CDs was it? And I would tell her.
She's already laughing. She's like, sorry, like, CDs. Okay.
84 Toyota Corolla. So you have a broken window. She goes, okay. So what you're looking at about like $700, $800, and your deductible is $200. So you're going to get $500 back. But I'm going to be honest with you. Your insurance rates are going to go up. When you make a claim, your rates go up. And I'm like,
well, but that was the point.
It's not my fault. I understand if you get in an accident, right? Yeah. Right, your rates go up because you become. She's like, well,
no, that's not how it works.
Where did you have it parked? I was like, well, I had it parked on the street. Oh, not in a driveway? No, because I don't have a driveway. I live in an apartment. Yeah, well, it's on the street, and you really shouldn't leave anything in your car, whether you can see it or not. I'm like,
was the engine in the car? Did you leave the engine in the car?
Like,
oh yeah,
I get blamed for this. Well, you did leave something. I'm like, okay, I understand.
Seats?
Yes,
you didn't take all the seats out of the car.
But like, and then she's like, well, your rate's going to go up about $40. So in about, you're good for about 12 months. And then after 12 months, it'll go up that long for 3 years. So $40 times 36, you're going to pay more in rates than you're going to get back. And I was like, wait, this isn't my, this is a scam. She's like,
yep.
Well, sir, this is how insurance works. She did not. She didn't
deny that. She's like, "What do you mean?"
She said, "This is how insurance."
You just
works.
called water wet.
No, she goes, "Yeah." She goes, "Sir, do you know how insurance works?"
Obviously not.
And I'm like, "Oh, obviously I didn't." I kind of felt like you guys were kind of on my side.
I thought I did,
but again, I was 25, so then I was like, "Oh, right."
Those are those. Yeah,
you will always get screwed. So now I at least have fun with it by yelling over the phone for a good half an hour when these kind of things happen.
That's fun. Yeah, you got to let it out somewhere.
And I always say, listen, I know this is not your fault. These are the company policies, but you're really screwing me right now. And also, you would never do this to your aunt or your grandmother, would you?
Burn. Yeah.
No, but you are not my aunt or my grandmother, sir. But I understand your reasoning.
Yeah.
Welcome to insurance.
I mean, these are like the origin stories of how dads become dads. If you ever wonder why your dad looks, has that vein popping out of the side of his head, and that eye twitch he would get. Yeah. It's from all of the innocence got kicked out of him by insurance companies in his 20s. And everything else.
It's the wait. None of you are on my side. Like not even one. Not one person that I give all my money to is on my side. None of them.
That's when you realize, your dad has that one friend that you never see. That one that you see maybe once or twice a year, and then that's it. Because there are no friends out there. No one's got your back in the world.
This is how the world works. After you've been screwed over by that many insurance companies and mortgage companies and brokers and people that told you that your cable was only going to be $50 and it's $90 and you can't get out of the contract.
You got your wife, your kids, and Jim. Yeah. And Jim lives 2 states away, but he'll show up tomorrow if I call him. That's it. That's all.
And a couple people you talk to at work.
Maybe. Yeah, but they're just trying to.
You got a couple work buddies that also, and all you do is complain about how life outside of work is even worse than life inside.
Oh man, yeah. That
Just kidding, my life's great.
That's how it goes. Speaking of which, we had last week we had Ryan Weinstein, Coffin Prick on the show. I feel like there was a lot of life discussed in the episode. There was a lot
Definitely.
but like the story, I was like, okay, I'm following. Wait, where are we going next? Like, okay. And I feel like there's like, I think the man has like 14 true crime stories in there somewhere. That I didn't.
Well, it sounds like
them all, but there was,
when you just kind of gloss over that you've
yada a few things
with Tortoise and with all these other amazing Chicago bands, and you're like, wait,
lived in LA for a while for a band that was signed to a label, but then I didn't want to talk about that. I respect it though. I understand. I mean, I'm not a prying interviewer. I'm more of a conversationalist. So I let the conversation go where it goes. But I was happy. I was happy we got to talk about what we got to talk about. But I was curious.
Yeah,
I was like,
there were a couple times where I was hoping you would go, do you want to talk more about that, or should we move on? Because there were a couple of times where I want to hear. Wait, that sounds very gossipy. Well, as my age gets a little older, I'm enjoying more and more
the
gossip.
Juice. Yeah, you want to spill the tea. Yeah. Well,
I want to spill the tea.
Ryan is a man who wears sunglasses at all times. So while we were doing the interview, he had the sunglasses on. No disrespect, right? If you're listening to this, I appreciate the game. Like I appreciate the hustle. I appreciate the sartorial decisions you make.
I like the sunglasses at all times.
Yeah. So I think there was visual cues I was probably not telegraphing verbally that were designed to move on from things.
All right. That's good.
No, like it's fun though. It's fun, but I can appreciate, the interview situation sometimes can be tricky, especially if you're a person who's lived an interesting life and you're there to promote your music and your creativity, and you're not there to give a whole life, biographical accounting of, it's not a deposition. I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't, but he knows a lot of people. I feel like I've talked to other people like, oh, I interviewed Ryan. Like, oh, did you talk about this band? Did you talk about that thing? I'm like, no, none of that came up. I think he played with Bonnie Prince Billy. That was part of the Cairo Gang thing. And he was friends with Angel Olsen and all these other things. Like, I didn't even think to ask, but it's on me as a bad, as a poor researching interviewist, conversationalist, I didn't ask, I didn't research anything. So maybe
you have to start everything with, it says here that, and then you say some kind of gossip.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just saying, I read that.
According to online sources. No, I think I'm so staunchly against research only because I enjoy how the spool unthreads in a conversation.
Yeah.
And I also, I don't just talk to anybody. I talk to, there's a curation process that goes into me even arranging an interview with somebody. There's people I asked to interview and it never works. So, there's easy ways to get out of this. I don't have I don't have to talk to anyone and they don't have to talk to me. So the fact that we've agreed to talk is this agreement that we're just going to learn about each other as we do.
Yeah,
so,
totally.
So I'm okay with that part of it. And I've also been on the other side of like mechanical interviews where I can feel them reading the Wikipedia as it goes. So it says here you volunteered at a place called The Smell. Tell me about The Smell. And there is the Weirdo Rippers is the album that was.
What did that smell like?
Yeah. What is The Smell? And then I know the head. I've Googled myself, so I know what the headings are in the Wikipedia, or at least they were for the whatever they were at the time.
Yeah.
These things change, but I can oh, okay, yeah. I'm answering my Wikipedia page here. Just fine, I guess. That's a way of doing it. But if there's an opposite way of that, that's what I would like to be doing.
Yeah. Well, and especially when you guys know each other a little already.
That's the hope.
You can have a conversation and see where it goes to.
That's always my hope. On a good day, it's great. And even if, on the off chance I know nothing about the person, I would hope we just, we go through, we have a conversation, just
chat it up.
Yeah. Just keep the conversation.
I do love a good name drop here and there.
A name drop. Yeah, I should lean in more to the name drops of things.
Not necessarily by you,
right,
but I think if I ever have a name drop, I like to drop it in there.
Yeah, of course.
Like, you know what? Those were the good old days. I'll be honest. When I was there, I was like, that person's here too?
Yeah.
I really made it out of Spokane, didn't I?
It was great.
I like that. I like those things. I'm not. I mean, I don't know.
Well,
I don't have too much to not be humble about.
That's a good way of putting it.
Like,
that's a good way. There's not much.
Like most of the things, like, you're really humble. I'm like, well, I mean, there's not all that much there.
It's hard not to be humble for the lack of things I've actually accomplished. That's really all I have.
You looked in my bank account.
That's all I have.
There's nothing but
to brag about is my humility. That's really all I can do.
Yeah. But there's a couple things that I could brag about, and when those things come up, I'll
hit that bell every time I get a chance.
Like, what? That was fun. I did have a good time.
Yeah, it's fine. I think I'm going to stick with my Gen X nostalgia narrative. I feel like to fill that in. I've talked to a few other people in real life, and I feel like it's something, and it's happening in real time. And I think I'm still fascinated by it. I think we're allowed to navel gaze as a generation of people.
Oh, I agree. I mean, you know what? Get over yourself. These stories are fun. The reason that we all got into music and movies is because we read everybody's fucking books.
Right. Well, and the lack of music journalism, or the lack of kind of storytelling, of like the lionization, just because print media died, magazines, and I mean the kind of world that of creative weirdo gossip stuff that we would read in the back of Rolling Stone or Spin magazine. I mean, there was enough of a thing happening, and
or just even on the album.
Oh, right. Yeah, exactly. Right. Sure.
I'm like, oh my God, I want to meet this person who, what's a producer? I want to meet this.
Sure.
I want to learn what that is. And then you look it up, and then you find a book by some artist, or you find a photo book of like the Beastie Boys, or the photo book of, like, who's Pat Graham? And then you find this person, and you go to the library, or you go to, someone goes, oh, you need to read Maximum Rock and Roll. And you're like, what is that? Where do I even find it? Well, this one guy sells it on First Street. Like, oh, great. And all of those, it's like the lore is real.
Yeah, it's like happening in real time, and this was kind of a form of like DIY.
It also moves
journalism.
Things along.
Yes.
It's like people want to feel like, oh, I don't want to brag about myself. I'm like, bro,
that's it.
Brag about yourself. Please,
I want to know what you're doing.
Positive stories of people that did crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that's what like makes people go, wait, you did what? I mean, I have to say, even this last week, we were over at a friend's house, and just adults, and then two of them had their sons there who were 18, and we were all playing poker. We just like had a family kind of poker night thing. But we all grew up, we were all friends from LA. It was all of our like core friend group that all had kids at the same time. And we all have funny stories about how all of us had jobs to a certain extent, and then some more than others. But we would call each other like a Wednesday at midnight and be like, hey, we're going to the Roost. And everyone would go meet at the Roost and play darts and have some beers until
Popcorn.
2. And then everyone would wake up at like 6 o'clock in the morning and go to work hungover, right? For years.
Yeah.
Years this happened. And it was multiple times a week. And the kids were going, you would call each other at midnight to go out, to like leave the house?
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah.
You don't want
100% for years. Until you guys were all born, we did that every week.
And then something changed. I don't know what changed. I can't quite put my finger on it.
We all knew each other for like 6 really strong years, maybe more.
Sure.
Actually more, like 7 years before we all had kids. And it was like that for weeks, every day for forever. Mm-hmm. And the kids were astonished. Yeah. And one of them is in a band, like a touring band. And he's like, oh my God, we got
to pass these stories on.
How'd you guys even?
Bars are open till 2. Yeah, come on.
Like 2 o'clock, and then like, and then if the weird after hours place in Atwater was open, you go there until 4, and then you're like, well, maybe I shouldn't drink between 3 and 4 so I can get up and drive to work sober.
Might be good to get a little bit of time, a little
but
space.
Those stories, like a little story will pop up. Someone will pop up, and I'll be like, I shot photos of him, and Lila will be like, what? That guy? Like, yeah. Actually, it was a really weird story. I was in New Orleans with this other
Picture
band.
this.
Why
Sicily.
were we in New Orleans? Well, this magazine who would pay for my trips, but they would only pay me $100 for the photos. But I'd get to go on tour with bands, And then it starts that way. She's like, what? Like,
who are you?
Yeah, it does sound a little weird, doesn't it?
So a magazine is a
kinda
collection of
crazy.
paper. It was like glossy paper, yeah. And you could buy them at
Come on,
stores.
brag about yourself. Like, these are like the aunts and uncles that when you'd grow up and they'd show up to the house and they're like, well, that's crazy Uncle so-and-so with no kids who's, I just was riding my motorcycle through the desert and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, yeah, that's right, you were. Come on, tell me more.
Stories.
We got to brag
stories
more.
from the road.
Brag more.
I'm in
Those
it.
stories
Yeah, that's a good 2026 resolution. Brag more.
Yeah, look back at your past and be proud of yourself.
Oh my God.
Or, proud that you made it through. Proud that you made it through. You don't have to be proud of everything.
Yeah. Just but the things you can talk about. You should talk about again, which brings us back to Ryan. And the things you can brag about, you should brag about, especially in interview situations. Why not?
But I didn't know the band Tuxedo Moon. Did you?
Oh yeah. So it's like an underground, kind of post-punk thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, they're great.
I listened to it. I just
drum machines, no
brought it up a little bit. Yeah.
Great.
And just listened to a couple songs. I was like, oh, this is weird. I love it. I like it. Like, I just didn't expect it because I actually didn't even know what Coffin Prick sounded like. I listened to them for a second. I kind of listened. I only listened to the interview.
Different things. Yeah. That's all good.
So I didn't have much research. I didn't do research for the research.
Okay. Yeah. I
didn't know what I was expecting. So then when I searched up Tuxedo Moon, I didn't expect like weird kind of television-y kind of
melodic.
Yeah, it was cool.
Punk. Yeah. Melodic. There's a lot to it. Cool. Yeah. I mean, and again, I guess that's always sort of the hope for the podcast is that, even if you don't know who the guest is, that there's some comfort if you know me and my taste in music or culture or art or people, that I'll probably pick somebody that's good. It's in the wheelhouse of other things I've talked about and championed. Probably something a little different than the mainstream of whatever, but it's I always hope it works. It's one of those things I'm like, I never know who people know. I never know how, what I mean? Right. I don't care. That's kind of the best part of doing this podcast this way and doing it however we're doing it is just like, fuck it. I want to talk to people I want to talk to. Let's see. I think these, but again, that's all part of it too. I just, I think if this was 40 years ago, I'd have a zine or I'd have a magazine or I'd have some kind of college radio show or something, or I'd just work at a video store and have people in and have, or do something, have in stores or go to things. Yeah. I miss those moments. I feel like there's this digital sort of town square of the podcast where everybody kind of gets a little couch time. Sit at the coffee table and just sit at the coffee shop and shoot the shit kind of thing. Yeah.
All
right. Yeah.
Well, at the very least, I'm learning a lot.
No.
You're expanding my music knowledge.
Oh my God.
Exponentially.
This is fun. I'm glad. Thanks for going on the journey with me. It's hard. It's hard to hear new music. Oh, this is another development. I've been trying to figure out how to get off of streaming platforms for a myriad of reasons. And I'm sure most people are already. Everyone I talk to about it's like, oh yeah, me too. How do we do it? What do you do? And it feels so dumb, but I'm just kind of like, I think it's like just buy digital music. Like I'm not against digitizing music or having, the music online, but it's just that's the paying some shitty corporation every month for it. And I'm still only listening to my favorite 10 songs or favorite 10 records. And why do I have to pay somebody every month for that access to those things? Especially when I already did the iPod shuffle. I did all the iPod stuff. I did all this stuff. I've done this, we're old enough now to know better. And I was like, I can't pay for this. So I've stopped paying for it. And I've just been using the free streaming platforms. And it's okay, but then you get the ads, and then you can't switch to the songs, and it's just enough of a pain in the ass that they try to make you pay for it. And I'm just like, it just soured me more against it. So I bought, and then there's even Apple, all of it. You know what I mean? There's the corporations of all these things, and I know you have to bite the, it's not always going to work well, but I found like a weird cheap like MP3 player that kind of looks like a smaller version of an iPod, and it's great. It's like $40, and it's got tons of room on it. You just plug it in, and you can just drop MP3s on it, and it connects Bluetooth. Nice. So I haven't really figured it out yet, but I'm like going on a journey with it, and I think this might be something, at least because cars don't have CD player. Or the car that I have doesn't have a CD player or tape player or even a headphone jack.
Do you have an aux in?
I don't even know if it has that.
Yeah.
I've been Bluetoothing
it has
it. It has the Bluetooth, yeah. But this little MP3 thing has a Bluetooth connector. So I just sat down with my oldest son, with my 12-year-old, and then we looked at. So I pulled out an old hard drive. I was like, I think I have 600 albums on this thing. Like, let's look at this. Let's pull up this hard drive and just see what all these albums are. And and I was like, I was looking through. I was like, you like Metallica, right? And I pulled open to Metallica. I was like, I have every Metallica record. I didn't buy.
Yeah,
this was the early aughts where when Lars brought down Napster, but in doing so, it just made it 10 times worse. So here's all of that music just sitting on a hard drive for the last 15 years, 20 years. It's just been sitting here. So let's go ahead and load it up. Maybe we'll listen to more than one Metallica song now.
That's amazing. I realize I have I know I have a hard drive that has 1 terabyte and it's all music.
There you go.
Which must be, that's so much music.
Yeah, I know.
I know a friend of mine gave it to me years ago.
Oh, exactly.
I will keep him unnamed so the FBI.
There was a friend who had a hard drive that would just pass around, or a thumb drive.
And he'd be like,
here, just take all the music. There you go. I digitized my CDs.
He'd be like, bring me a hard drive and I will just
dump it.
Load you up with the music I think you would like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, he was just that guy. He's a great curator.
I've had those friends too.
And then I just came home with a 1 terabyte hard drive and it was just full of stuff.
I feel like there was a group of 10 people that had all the same Ethiopics, Ethiopian wedding music or something. You know what I mean? From this one guy that had digitized his whole ethnographic, world music collection, and then we all had it on our iPods for 5 years.
It just needs to be that one guy.
Yeah.
I remember someone telling me that grew up in England. Maybe I've told you this before, but he used to go to whatever was the big dance club nights in the late 70s. And one guy had a family who lived in Jamaica.
Oh, right.
Had an uncle or something. And he went there for the summer and got really into dub and reggae and got all these records and brought them back and started playing them at whatever the big dance night was. He was DJ.
It was like Don Letts.
And I don't know, maybe. But this guy knew him and he was like, yeah. He just came back from vacation and was like, hey guys, I like all these. And he's like, it changed. The Clash was there. Everybody was there and they're like, whoa, we've heard this kind of, but never curated like this. We haven't heard all the good stuff.
Sure.
And so it came in and there weren't imports were much more hard to get back then, whatever. And he was like, yeah, I was there that summer when English music, punk music just changed.
Became Jamaican.
To dub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of like that Dave Markey story that that with the Bill Bartell story when I interviewed Dave Markey and he was explaining the documentary made about Bill Bartell, and Bill was sort of this behind the scenes tastemaker, introduced Brasilia, just because he loved Os Mutantes when he was a kid, and then he basically created a career path for him, where bringing Shonen Knife to the States, with all these great people. And but it was just he had the ears of the 90s alternative people and introduced this different sort of flavor of cool world music and cool punk music, or even introducing Billy Idol to Bill Aucoin, the manager of Kiss.
Right.
You got to put on Generation X, or this guy Billy Idol, the lead singer, would go on to do all the stuff, and you're like, who is he? He's like a closeted gay police officer from the Inland Empire, from the desert in California. Okay. And he changed the world. Yeah. He gave Kurt Cobain a Daniel Johnson T-shirt, and made an entire outsider art movement popularized. One person can make a difference.
Heard of him?
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
I do think those people are all aliens.
Maybe.
I feel like an alien gets plopped down every once in a while, and they don't even know they're an alien.
It's like a beneficial alien. They're not here to
Why do I keep getting put in these weird situations? Well, I guess I'll take advantage of it.
Yeah, like the Forrest Gump or the Zelig sort of moments of those things.
Yeah, that definitely is a personality, right?
Yeah,
we all know a couple people that are kind of Forrest Gumpy. We're like, how are you involved in that thing? How are you involved in that gallery in New York? And then you're also involved in this thing that's happening in LA. And then when stuff was happening in Chicago, you just happen to have a hand in that too.
CIA.
Hopefully the CIA is doing cool
or
stuff
NASA.
like
But somewhere between NASA and the CIA, it all makes sense.
Yes. Well, those are both the same thing. Come on, Randy.
Who am I kidding?
Let's not go crazy.
Yeah, but that's definitely I feel like the Ryan Weinstein story definitely has touches so many scenes in so many places over so many years, and I think we got a glimpse into it, and I appreciated him sharing the stories that he had. Maybe if I had his FBI file or his dossier pulled up, I could have dug in more to it. But next time, maybe there's more.
Maybe your second round of interviews with everybody will be research based.
Maybe that's it.
The first one we had a conversation. So this one we're really diving deep.
Where were you on the evening of February 7th, 1985? Says here.
I knew you were a Fed.
Oh my God. We had a moment kind of in the news here, near where we're at in Southern California, where there was a like a carjacking, stabbing sort of situation that happened in the morning. And then the kids from the local high school all did a walkout at the same time. So there was helicopters overhead for the whole morning looking for a stabbing suspect. And then we heard kids, protesting and marching and chanting.
Was it the ICE walkout like last Friday or whatever that was? Yeah.
So there was an ICE walkout and a murder investigation and a murderer search or attacking sort of violent criminal search with kids out. And I was like, okay, what is the most 2026 scenario? Tell me you're in 2026. Tell me you're in 2026. Okay.
Make America interesting.
We're protesting. Yeah, the kids are protesting government, which is good. That's normal. And the crime has gone wild. Okay.
Yeah,
this may become more common as it happens. But it was a moment it kind of hit me. I was like, none of this is good, but maybe it's just it. But it is what it is. I guess I don't know if I have to reassess my level of is this an emergency? Should I be worried? Yeah. Should I be worried? Okay.
Or is this stuff that is just coming to the middle class and upper middle class, and it's just been
that's absolutely possible and but yeah. This has always been here.
To where everyone else is just
hasn't impacted my life quite this way.
From the sidelines, because have fun with this one. We've been dealing with it for 100 years.
Yeah. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention before, but it's come to my attention.
Yeah. Remember all those times we've been warning you guys about this? Like, if you don't help us, this is eventually going to get to you. Well, it's getting to you.
Knock, knock. It's at your doorstep. Here we are. Here we go.
Yeah. Sorry, but at least now they're going that way. I would feel like that. Yeah. I'm like, well, they're not on our doorstep as much now.
Oh, yeah. So this is my ADHD coffee. We're recording this earlier in the day thing, but MP3 players before we go down the ice hole.
Here, ice hole.
I recommend if anybody's questioning how to get off streamers if they so desire to not pay a subscription fee to hear the same music they listen to all the time. But the question then becomes, how do you hear new music? I get it. There's a desire to find new music. So I'm curious. If anyone wants to write in to us, you can write us hyphenate_halftime@gmail.com. You can also find us on the Instagrams at Aaron Farley, at Randy S. Randall. And let us know, where are you finding new music? Do you download MP3s? Send me MP3s? I don't know. I'm down.
Are you on bands' email lists? Yeah. I feel like email lists are going to come back.
Email lists are good. Bandcamp. I go on Bandcamp. That's good.
Bandcamp.
I heard a thing though. We're saying that only people in bands are on Bandcamp. Like if you're not playing in a band, you probably never go to Bandcamp. But that's
you're not really perusing.
But that's not. But I guess I'm in the playing in bands, so I'm on. So I look at other people's band camps. And get
that's things. Interesting. What about YouTube?
Can you download?
I'm always interested because YouTube never gets put. But YouTube never gets put into the bad guy category for streamers. Like, it's always like Spotify, Apple Music, they're so bad, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but YouTube is still, I think it's still the most streamed way that people listen to music is YouTube. Mm-hmm. Does YouTube pay more? Does YouTube pay enough to where people are like, well, this is kind of worth it?
I don't know. This is the honest answer.
Yeah, we should.
I know. I've looked into the pricing, the way it's platformed, right? Platforming, or what do you call the way you would do it. Mm-hmm. I think you have to have over 1,000 subscribers before you can be monetized. This is where these terms
on YouTube.
Yeah. So
okay.
So good thing, bad thing. I don't know, how that works, but after that, and then no, it's pennies on the dollar per watch, per stream. You know what I mean? But there, because it is the biggest place, there is a possibility, you can get thousands of streams of things there.
But I feel like, and I feel like if you get 1 million streams on YouTube, it would actually be a little chunk of money. Whereas if you get 1 million streams on Spotify, it's like still pennies. Right? Kind of pennies.
I don't know. But yeah. The Spotify stuff is always like 0.008. So less than a half of a penny.
So 1 million would be what, $800?
I don't know. But then you're also splitting it with a record label, and then you're splitting it with something, you know what I mean, to whoever owns the masters, or however you do it, depending what you put out. There's
that's
still
$800 for the whole package. Yeah.
Right. So then 400 would go to the record label if you have a 50-50 deal, and 400 would go to you as the band. And then if, say, there's 2 people in your band, or there's 4 people in your band, now you're splitting $400 between 4 people. So you get 1 million streams on a thing, and you got $100 in your individual pocket as a musician who played on this 1 million streaming record. Maybe. Yeah,
and you have 10 million streams,
and you may have a manager who also gets 10% of that. So you take $40 off that 400, but maybe are they going to go before? Yeah. So then it's really 360 split 4 ways, so you get even less. So now you're down to $60 or something.
Everybody read the list that Steve Albini wrote of the breakdown. Did he
have a streaming breakdown, or just a general?
No, not streaming, but just the general music, the music breakdown
and things,
the labels and everything, and how much a band actually makes. Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
So
I mean, it's amazingly horrible. It's amazingly horrible. I will say, for any industry, the music has the most middle men.
Well. Yeah,
men and women.
This brings up a good point. I was talking to some friends about the Grammys, which occurred last week. I think it was our weekend review show. I had a rather quick one. Did we talk about this last time? I forget. There's a quick round of this.
I don't think so.
So all of these, I put the Oscars, I put the Golden Globes, put the Grammys, the Emmys, and anything that's like a self, appointed, it's the Recording Academy is just a made up thing. The Motion Picture Academy. They're made up things, and they're people giving awards to themselves. We could
like a market.
We could start. Yeah, because the Hyphenate Awards, and I'm going to give Aaron the best, halftime comment of the year award. Like, wow, that's amazing. You can make up any award show you want. These things have no real power except whatever
they're voted on by a secret group of people who kind of maybe
But anyway, all of this, but I was thinking about even with my filter of understanding these things as I get older, and not necessarily cynical, but maybe more feels clearer to me of just where the like we talk about, in the insurance industry or these kinds of, those sort of, we understand really where the jig is up. And I think with some to use the Grammys as an example, but you could say Oscars, Emmys, all these things, is because the majority of undying cockroaches that make up the music industry are not the musicians or the talent themselves. It's the agents, the managers, the lawyers, the publicists. These, they live forever. Their artists come and go, one-hit wonders, pop up here, pop up there, but there's enough people in the middle that have figured out how to just sponge all the money off, or it's a pipeline from unknown person to biggest star to yesterday's news, and they do this repeatedly over and over and over again. They wash money through these talented people, or who may or may not have any talent or staying power or any sort of real interest in this thing, but there's a machine to do that, to discover young talent, but one of the ways you control ambitious, poor, drug addicted, mentally unstable talent is by promising them things like a false carrot, a shiny rock at the end of a thing. Like, if you do this big crazy world tour and you do all of this stuff and you hire my whole team, I have a cabal, I have a syndicate of other middlemen that I need you can only get your backline from this backline company, you need to hire this publicist, you need to only work with this photographer, you need to only work with this producer and work in all these studios. If you do all of those things, I can get you a Grammy. You could be up there on stage
Yeah.
with all the other people who are very successful and also listen to what their handlers tell them to do. And they will have a Grammy and you will have a Grammy and you will stand there and you will feel as though your life was worth something. But you have to do everything I say and make sure everybody that I work with gets paid. And I also get paid first. But if you do all of those things and you pay everybody and you don't stop working and you don't take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, you have to do that. You know, I have a guy for that too. I'll send you to the gym. I'll get you a personal trainer. I'll get you a plastic surgeon.
Don't worry,
I have
I
guys
got
for
it.
that, but you're going to pay for all of them. You're going to pay for all of that yourself. If you do all that, then you will get a shiny piece of shitty plastic, and everyone will think you're great. And you'll do interviews
be put on
in which will cost you money to do all those interviews. You'll have to pay out of your pocket to go fly to all those places, and you're going to fly me there too because I'm your manager, and I only go first class, so you got to buy me first class plane ticket when you go talk to people on TV shows that sell, products. And if you could do all that, and then it'll all be worth it. And then when you're burned out, or when you're crazy, when you're addicted to drugs, when your life goes down in flames, I will drop you and I will never talk to you again, and no one will even remember who you are. And whether or not this has anything to do with any larger Epstein, implications of anything, this is just surface level, easily researchable of how a machine goes versus any other kind of dark, metaphysical sort of reasons people may or may not control people like that. But in general, it happens over and over and over and over and over again for decades, and it will continue to happen that way. But I look at things that way and see those awards given that way, and then I look at like the red carpet and I just see all these poor skinny weirdos wearing no clothes and posing in sexually suggestive ways that they may or may not have any interest in doing themselves, and parading around in ways, and you're like, these people are not okay. These are like mentally sick or mentally hurt people, physically hurt people, and they get paraded around and everyone's great. And then the people that actually make all the money and that arrange it all are never in front of the camera. They're all behind it. And it's just this like weird shiny thing that you just get people to do what you want to do. And I'm like, the award shows are a form of control, and we agree and we all love this and we celebrate it and we talk shit and we like make fun of people and we play our role and as a public of it all. And it was just like, I said this to somebody and I was like, isn't like this matter of fact, like this is how this works. And they're like, oh, well, tell me how you really feel. You sound crazy. I'm like, it's not crazy. This is the reality.
Like, Randy, can't you just have fun? Come on. Can't you have fun at the expense of all these people?
I just feel, what I mean? I guess from being on the artist side of things or from looking at things this way and kind of, when you're in the middle of a washing machine or in the middle of a hurricane, you don't know what's hitting you, which way's up or down, and who's trying to save you and who's trying to drown you. It's too much had to happen at that time. And even on the smallest microscopic level that we were at, I've never experienced anything like what these larger stars have done. But I have to imagine it's exponential and it's way worse, in terms of how many times your head gets kicked in a day from whatever side of things. And you all all is to try to survive and make more money and express your, you feel like you're an artist and you want to be relevant or do something, be popular, successful, and make money. That's all you've been trained to do for your entire life.
Totally.
Your whole value system is based on not being irrelevant, and so it just, you sacrifice so much in order to achieve those goals. And there's a whole industry of people preying and being predators on those things at the highest level.
Yeah. Well, and it's also, there's a part of it when you're young, you also want to just do something fun with your life.
Sure.
Like you want to be like, you have all this energy, and especially as a creative person, you're like, wait, we can try to make songs that people like enough to get into a van and drive around the country and maybe come home with a couple $100. Maybe we paid $100, but for like 3 weeks, we were just playing music and meeting people and sleeping on couches. And you have that, there's always going to be those people, and for good reason. Like that's how we get all of the fun stuff to listen to and the crazy stories and everything else.
Yeah.
But like you were saying when you were talking about the machine, every machine needs fuel, right? So the fuel is like that, like, come on kids, it's fun. It's amazing. You're going to get to do all these things. And you're like starting the machine and it's cool. And then eventually you're like, wait, I'm in the middle of this thing. Where's this going? And the machine also needs exhaust.
Yeah.
It can't just take in food. It can't take in fuel and have nowhere to burn it to make it run, and no output. Like the output has to be like, well, some of you are going out as black smoke
Right.
just into the ether that goes into people, that's just output. And
I mean, I look at, a band like Slayer, you know what I mean, who've been through all of these member changes, all these things, and they're still out there and they're still playing. And it's like, who's is doing this? Like, okay, maybe this is Kerry King's big play, but he doesn't seem like, you know what I mean? Or like a Metallica or all these people. It's like, okay, yeah, there's a lot of big ego, there's a lot of big stuff in that. But I also feel like they are like employees for some larger management booking agency, corporate, overlord who's just like, replace the members as you shed them off, and all we need is the name. We need enough people who still look like they're in the band to keep you guys on the road going and playing these like corporate stadiums long enough to do that. So make it look good, guys, suit up and show up. And then you're just like, I don't think any of them really want to be here. At a certain point you look at these touring acts or these tours, these package tours of things that the new artist works for the same booking agent, for the same management company, for the same record label, and they get put on the openers and they're the thing, and you're like, this is so like this is like going to like a technology convention or something. They got all the latest technology and all the things, and like we're showing off the shiny new, wow, look at this thing we got, everybody, isn't it great? And you're like,
I guess you got a team of people and you're like, well, I could be doing this, or I could be a hedge fund manager. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
I wonder if
or if you've ever been to an iHeartRadio Christmas Jingle Bells show.
my God, I went to the K-Rock weenie roast.
There
once.
we go. If you're not like nihilistic, or if you're not cynical about corporate interests in creative arts, like go to a iHeartRadio or K-Rock, it's like a large corporate radio event, and it'll like just smack, you're like get hit in the face with enough like Verizon Wireless Yum brand promotional products brought to you by your favorite artists. You're like, oh God.
And you'll understand very quickly why so many artists drink and do drugs, because so much of like, okay, can we just play?
Yeah.
We love the playing.
Yeah.
Everything else is just like, is it worth it?
I don't know.
I think too that when I heard someone talking about the
keep it together.
Yeah. When I heard about the management side of things, I heard someone talk about like, well, what the first big management move, like when your artist breaks through, if you want that artist to have a long quote unquote career where they feel like they have to keep going, you get these young kids to buy like a fancy house.
Oh,
and be like, no,
right.
Don't
get them in debt quick over their head. Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. You don't want to pay for it in cash. You want to get a fancy house, get a nice house, nice car. And like, we're going to get you into this new neighborhood,
new clothes, a private jet. You can only,
your mom,
you got to
out there,
right.
do all that stuff. So they're
put
just
the family
like, oh
members
my God,
in peril
for the first,
basically. Yeah.
And for the first 3 years, the manager helps them have enough money to pay for all of that, but just to pay for the payments, like nothing in cash. Because if it's in cash and that person pays it, they don't need you anymore. Right? They're like, well, I own my house, I own my car.
I'm good.
Like once I get out of this contract, I'm good. Like I've got everything. And they're like, you get them paying like $10,000 a month for a mortgage, and get them paying, another $1,800 for like a souped up whatever
Ferrari.
I mean,
some kind of Maserati like bullshit. Yeah,
$2,000 a month for another car.
That you could keep them on the road for 6 months, for 8 months out of that year. They don't even get to drive that car or live in that house.
And also, don't even let them pay. Like, don't worry, I'm paying everything.
Your business managers on top of it.
We got our business managers. Got it. We'll let you know. We'll give you little updates if you want. But listen, if you don't even want to, you should get on just focus on the music. You don't want to. And then once it gets to be like the next album comes out, it's not as big or whatever, and they're like, well, we're gonna have to, the account manager is a little expensive, maybe you're gonna have to start doing some stuff. And they go, wait, how much am I paying every month?
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, you don't want to have to move your mom out though, right?
She really she likes that house. Yeah,
she loves.
You got your 4 cousins living there, and you're taking care of. You're going to put their nephews through college. You're the only one who can do this. Yeah.
Yeah, like we already got everybody. We have everybody on the plan. So, and then once they start seeing the money, and they go, "Oh my God, I pay $100,000 a month in bills, and like staff,
I can't afford
and whatever.
To
like, I didn't
be on tour.
How much money do I have in my bank account? Like, well, technically, you still owe us like $2.5 million.
You got to go make these next.
Wait, we didn't pay that off.
7 shitty records.
Well, you didn't recoup. How did I not recoup? Well, the
bus was real expensive. You rented, that back line you rented from us. You could have bought it. You could have actually just bought all that equipment, but instead you chose to rent it. Like, why didn't you choose anything? You told me I should do that. Like, well, you rented it from my rental company, so it wasn't in my interest to tell you to buy it. It was, it's in my interest. And
like, well, you got paid. You got paid $400,000 last year as a manager, and like, well, hey, I mean, you got to pay me first.
You want to do that yourself? Yeah, you think you could do this all yourself?
That's the crazy thing.
Of course,
on
the gross.
The crazy thing to me is that the like everybody else gets paid first and the artist gets paid last is the craziest. Like, how is this even close to legal? Like, I understand paying people back for, like, if the label gives you $150,000
tour support
that they have to get it paid back, but you're like, okay, well, you get to get paid back the same amount of time I get to get paid back. So we're all making our cut, and like, you eventually will get your cut.
That's not how this works. Yeah. I thought you said you wanted to be a real star. That's not how real stars do it. Real stars give their managers all their money. Why are you trying to be like a little star?
Dude, you don't know anything about business. You're an idiot.
We met with a business manager once who it was in Beverly Hills, and we were green and new and trying to figure out what made sense to do. And we met with this guy, and he said, "Do you guys want to play Staples Center?" And we're like,
"Is that the first thing he said?"
We're like, "I don't know. No, right now, no. I don't. I mean, we're just on a Sub Pop. I don't know. We put out a punk record. It's kind of noisy. We're going to make another record, but it's like, but you want to. I mean, but you want to go play Staples Center, right? That's where you guys are going. That's the goal. That's the idea." And we're like, no. Actually, it's not the idea. I mean, we just want to play under. But we played, people like us because we play weird shows. We played at a river. We played in these all ages venues. We play in unusual places. And it's like, well, I only work with people that even if you're not, that play the Staples Center or are trying to play the Staples Center. You're like large, because like, large arenas, you got to do a whole tour that's in large arenas. And if you're not trying to do that, then I can't work with you. Like, oh, okay. Sweet. Okay, cool. Do you validate? Like, we had a valet park here. Do we have to pay for that, or can you pay for that? And they're like, we're out. We're gonna leave. But it was so clear. I was like, I've never had heard like that is straightforward. Exactly. Yeah. If you're not, even if you don't make the millions of dollars, if you're a young person, but that was the thing. He needed us to verbally agree that, like, yes, we want to make millions of dollars, and we're willing to do anything to make that money. And we're like, no, that's not it at all. We're actually okay playing like small clubs or whatever we're doing. This is fun. We make weird music. We know we're not going to be the Backstreet Boys. In fact, that'd be terrible if we were the Backstreet Boys. That'd really be not what we want to do at all. And it was just, then that was the end of the conversation. I was like, whoa. Okay, well, at least it was clear. At least it wasn't like, I'll buy you lunch and we'll talk. I'll schmooze you and tell you I grew up listening to Ian MacKaye. Like, he didn't give a fuck about any of that stuff. You do the other round of stuff. We're like, oh yeah, man, I'm a punk skateboarder. We're all cool like you. Sign to our label. Like that's he didn't even try to do any of that stuff. He didn't even have a hired A&R kid out there trying to like bring new because he just knew. He's like, no, I got to work with all the rich people. That's it. That's the only way I make money. That's how I afforded my Beverly Hills apartment and my Rolls Royce, not by working with DIY artists. Like,
I don't know any of you guys, and I don't care.
Yeah.
I care about money.
Yep. And if you represent money, and if you don't represent enough money, then it's not worth my time to work with you.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, that makes sense. Okay. Now it's clear. Yes. Thank you. That was very concise. We appreciate it. So, and again, it's a business.
Also, thanks for telling me early. We didn't find this out a year in, where you've charged us like $10,000
exactly.
to like work on money that was like, are you sure you guys don't just want a personal bank account?
You just need do we need a
business account?
You can just go to H&R Block. I really don't think you need me doing your taxes. This is really not what I do, guys. There's not enough money in here for me to steal from you. I can't siphon off enough cash here without you. Yeah. There's not enough coming in. You're going to notice. You guys seem to be people that look at all the money that comes in and notice that. So I can't really work with.
Yeah,
I can't really work with an artist who watches.
It's not enough for me to steal from you.
And you're not fucked up on enough drugs, and you're not enough in here for a lot to go missing, and you do not realize that. Yeah. So that's not really part of my business model. I really like working with people who are deranged out of their mind and make way too much money. So thanks for coming in. Yeah. Well, if you know anybody who has a drug issue and makes a lot of money, send them my way. Those are my clients. Those are my main bread and butter.
Long hair, don't care.
That's it. Yeah. So it's yeah. And again, I guess I just bring it up in that kind of way because I do think I think there's been a lot of stuff in the news about the terrible secret organizations, but there's also a lot of just terrible public, forms of control and manipulation and exploitation that people are complicitly or implicitly, part of all the time. And so not that I'm getting off of Spotify for all those reasons, but again, it's just try to keep it simple. Let's just make music again. I don't need to listen to a record knowing that I'm supporting all this horrific state sanctioned violence. It's like, I just want to hear a song I liked when I was a kid. That's all I'm trying to do. Just trying to get down the road. Literally,
we just support the mafia again through the record labels and not huge corporate America.
Make music mafia related. What was the mafia one? It was Roulette Records was the big mafia one. I think out of Chicago in the 50s. I had this great book I remember early on touring. It was called Rock and Roll's Here to Pay, and it was the story of record labels and just all the fuck up, all the criminality within major records from the inception of recorded music.
Yeah.
And how they would force people to put in jukeboxes. It was this part of the strong part of the protection plan. If you had a bar or a restaurant or anywhere, they would install their own jukeboxes and with only their records in them. And if you didn't, they'd break your nose or they'd break your window or they'd firebomb your bar. So you had to.
It's so crazy. Well, even when you hear about all the stories of how all the hip hop labels started too, it's so many stories like that where it's just from the bottom, business drug dealers and whatever else, but also all those guys going on tour in these circuits that are not that are all underground. Outkast had a bunch.
Oh God.
Yeah, through the South and oh yeah, we showed up to this one place and then they didn't have enough money, so the guy pulled a gun on us, and then our guy, we didn't even know he had a gun, and he pulled a gun on this person, and then we all went running out, and then we're just well, what do we do now? I guess we go eat dinner. I don't know. None of us got shot. We didn't get our money, but
I've never had a gun pulled on me, which is great in a business meeting. Yeah, I could definitely say that.
I have yet to have a gun pulled on me. I've had one threatened to be.
Oh, I mean, I've been robbed. That was my big story in high school. I was going to Melrose to visit a friend, with the place where I was going to move to, and I got a gun put in my face. Me and my two buddies, we all got robbed at gunpoint.
So you have had it.
That was literal robbery. I literally was told I want to see.
Not for music, just music related. You've never had a gun pulled on you.
I mean, that's just life related. You get a gun in your face, but no one said, I'm not going to pay you. We've not been paid. We got a weird check from a club in Canada once that we cashed. I won't name any of the names, but then it got flagged because the business that the check came from was on some watch list of some sort. So then our bank held that check as evidence. They had reported to some kind of federal banking thing because those people were not allowed to pass checks in America or something. And then we were able to use our booking agents' mafia powers to then have them wire the money directly into the thing from a different account or something, and then I don't know. Yeah, it all eventually got cleared up. But there was
everybody is
it's probably the shadiest thing is Canadian.
One handshake away from going to jail. Yeah. I'll be honest. Anyway, in any industry, in the art industry,
of course,
in the music industry, any kind of creative industry, everyone is one handshake or one door open from potentially going to jail maybe even without even knowing it or being implicated in something somewhat illegal.
Sometimes it's good just to keep walking. Don't look too long at anything.
Yeah, just look down, have a smile on your face, and keep moving.
Yeah. Well, it's those things too. Even when you play a show that not enough people came to you, but you still get paid your guarantee. You're like, this isn't right. But this is the deal we made, and the club, it works out for them because we're the losing side of this relationship of money. I've definitely been on that side. And so I feel like almost like I'm stealing from the club, but then it all makes sense to them because their relationship with that booking agent is going to get them, it's part of that gambling, sort of package of live entertainment where it's like, if they work with this booking agent, they might get 10 sold out shows and we might be the one that didn't sell out. And so they lost money on us, but they made money on the
you got to make that one up somewhere
nine
else.
others. And so they hope that those, it's part of that. It must have been beneficial enough for them to lose $1,000 for us to play.
Yeah.
But again, after a few years of that, then we could drop from the booking label, the booking agency. Like, okay, that makes sense. It doesn't, it's not a longevity. It's not an ongoing long-term financial plan, but that's the longevity. But we played music. We played loud guitars. Like that was never meant to be a long-term financial goal. No. Podcast. That's where it is.
That's where the finances are. I can't wait to get that new Mercedes.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, thanks to our sponsors, the new Mercedes Corporation. Go buy the new Mercedes and buy the maintenance package on it because they don't make any money selling the car, but really make the money ripping you off on those oil changes.
Jimmy John's, Mercedes, and more.
All right. Well, I think that'll wrap it up for this show. Coffin Prick playing Gold Diggers on February 13th. Make sure I get the plug in there. Go see Coffin Prick. And where are we at here? We're mid-February. We're right in the middle there. All right. You got a birthday coming up. We'll talk birthday stuff. I got a birthday coming up this month.
Next week. And then yours is the week after mine.
Yeah. And then I think I have a theme for March. Should I bury it here at the end of this episode? I think March is going to be. I got to come up with a good name of it. We can workshop it. I'm going to talk to producers or studio people, engineers, people who record music. And then it's going to be in March. Music production March? No, something. Something. Studio.
Everybody email
studio people. Send us in your ideas. Studio people, music. They're not musicians necessarily. Some of them are musicians, but they're people that work in studios and engineer records, produce records, mixing March.
Mixing March.
Yeah.
March Madness. March Mixing Madness.
Yeah, there we go. Because they're all mixing people at the end of the day. They can all mix a hell of a record. So maybe that's it. Maybe they're mastering and mixing March, because one of them should be a mastering person too.
Mixing, mastering March.
There we go.
I like it.
MMM. Okay, I like it. We figured it out.
Do you have a show coming up?
Live shows, yes. So I have two bands I'm currently playing in, and one of them is called Nervous Action, and we have a few shows coming up in February and April. Nothing for March, but we do have February 19th at the 4th Street Vine, which is a great wine bar on 4th Street in Long Beach, and then we're gonna play Sunland. That Sunspace is a cool small all ages art space here in February.
That's in April?
No, that's in February. Yeah. Oh wait, do I have all of these written out? I do. I can figure this out. I created a new calendar. Do you use these?
You also have an Instagram too.
I have an at Nervous Action, right? Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see.
I kept getting Instagram messages.
Oh, did I start following you?
And I was like, what is this Nervous Action?
Oh.
And I was like, that's Randy.
Yeah. I forgot to tell. Yeah. I don't know. It's been so long. I'm trying my best.
I don't think maybe I didn't know the name. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just Nervous Action.
Yeah. Someone pointed out that it has the same initials as No Age, as NA, and Nervous Action.
Oh, yeah.
And, I was like, I hadn't considered that when it first happened, but Nervous Action is a consortium of musicians. It's with Scott Cornish, who I've played with for years. He did front of house for No Age for a lot of years, and he has a great band called New Life, and Leslie Ashino from the Red Ants and Alaska, and many other great bands, and Dave Simeon from the Daydreams and from Afro Beatdown, and tons of great bands too. So it's a 4-piece. It's sort of an evolution of the Randy Randall ensemble that I had a couple years back when I didn't feel like being a band leader anymore. So I switched to 6-string bass, and we wrote all these songs. We're actually going to the studio this weekend, yesterday. We went to the studio and recorded more songs. So Nervous Action's happening.
How'd it go?
It was great. It's fantastic.
Perfect.
So creative. I love being in the studio. It's the best thing ever. Yeah. So yeah, look for at Nervous Action on the Instagrams to find out more, and then we'll post more about the shows there. I can't find them where they're at, but we got shows. It just feels good to be in a band, right? Just go play.
I love it. I can't wait to hear the songs.
The stakes cannot be lower at this point, which is great.
This is what art should be.
My favorite.
Art should be low stakes.
My favorite place. Write some songs and go play shows with your friends.
Only.
This is it. Yeah.
That's when all the good stuff happens.
And I get to use a lot of Fonto to make a lot of name things. I don't know if they're stickers or if they're flyers or whatever they are, but I like writing the name over and over again. I'm still just a kid.
You just really start bands to make
That's
stickers.
Really all it is. Yeah. I just really wanted an excuse to make. I need words to write on stickers and shirts and things.
You need to get the sticker sponsor.
Yeah. If you're a sticker guy, I love. Yeah. I just made a bunch of fuck ice stickers. I'm waiting for those to come in the mail. I didn't know what else to do, and so I was like, I'll make a sticker. That's what I do in my moments of desperation.
Up with the guy with the billy
club. It's going to be
club.
delivered by
I have
FBI.
Some stickers for a Randy Randall.
Is it a bad idea to order anti-ice stickers through the internet? I don't know. If I'm not on a list, I definitely am trying to be on a list. As many lists as I can be.
No.
If I can go down in the official record of being against this whole fucking disgusting racist regime, it's a list I'm happy to be on.
If you don't have an FBI file, how hard have you really worked in this world?
Exactly. I'm happy to be publicly anti-ice. All right.
Yes.
Be well, everybody. I'll see you on Thursday. More great interviews to come, and then Mixmaster March is happening.
There you go. Mixmaster
That's
March.
It.
Perfect.
All right.